Brown, 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 brown. Tuku.
All right, welcome back to the second half of Pop Culture Clash. With me is Ian Hinkman and Bobby Burns, everyone out of character this week as we do a quick wrap-up of the last episode, the grand finale of Breaking Bad.
Grand Felina.
The Grand Felina.
Oh.
Yeah. Down in West Texas. My sweet girl named Felina. Well, guys, it's over. It's done. The internet has been inundated with Breaking Bad.
So what's one more?
Yeah, what
just
is one more piece? What is 21
Keep talking
minutes?
about it. I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
First initial thoughts.
It was perfect.
It was the best.
And we're done.
That's a wrap.
That's high moments, low moments.
I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it in the last one where I wanted that one more moment that Walt is the smartest man in the room and he uses science in some way to get out of whatever situation he's in, and the robot with that M60, M80.
I feel like you actually made a couple predictions correctly, didn't you?
Did I?
Did you throw with the sarin with the
the ricin? Yeah.
That was you as well, right?
That might have been me.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I was very happy about as soon as she turned that little sugar packet or the sugar holder around.
Right.
It was like awesome. That's
so good.
I don't know when he did it or how he did it.
Well, he was already sitting there when Todd arrived.
Was he sitting at that
Yeah,
table?
he was back
No,
at that.
not at the table. He was at the.
Yeah.
counter.
Oh no, I knew
Yeah.
he was already there.
So he
but
was waiting. Yeah.
yeah, because she's always there. She's
Yeah.
on a
Always there.
schedule.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
what she does. But
Where does she live?
probably I don't know. That's a good question.
I always wondered that. I was always like, is she flying back and forth from Germany or what's the deal?
She has the house that Mike broke into, remember? About to kill her. That one
Oh
house.
right.
But where is that? I guess.
I guess it's in like L.A. or. New
No, they were never in
Mexico.
L.A.
It must have been New Mexico.
Yeah. But I was very happy that we had that one last Walt moment,
Yeah.
science moment.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and I just love because Jesse throughout the series has always been like, you could build a robot to get us out of here, and like Walter's always like, ugh. And then he finally builds it.
And yeah, I love the scene where he's building the robot and he's singing the Marty Robbins
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
As soon as that felt, because you sent me that.
I
link
mean,
to
the
that.
internet predicted
predicted
it, and I found
but
it,
like
and I
you
said,
showed
"Hey,
it to
let's."
me,
Yeah.
and as soon as the cassette fell out, I was like, no shit.
Yes, there it is.
It's like, yeah,
There it
okay.
is. I thought it was going to
They
be the
picked the
last
perfect
song
Oh, they
in
picked the
the
perfect
series, but
Baby Blue were. At first, I was like, how do I feel about this song? And then as soon as it said Baby Blue, I was like, all right, okay.
yeah, it makes sense.
And because Vince Gilligan on Colbert, I just watched that thing you sent me, and like
Oh yeah.
he says that Walt went back for his empire, basically the meth. Like that's his precious.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
I guess the question is, did he go back for Jesse or the meth? And I think
once
Jesse was kind of.
He was already back. He didn't like. Well, I think I'd asked this question I believe last week. Is does he know if Jesse's there or not? And it wasn't until he was speaking with Badger and Skinny Pete
yeah.
that he
Which
really
is
so
knew.
great.
Yeah, that was a nice little
So
cameo. It was a
great.
nice little moment to get some Badger and Skinny
I was like,
Pete.
because I was like, these two guys have to be fake, but who does he know?
Right.
And then as soon as they came running out of the woods, I was like,
Right,
ah.
right. Who are
It's
these
like
guys?
perfect.
Where do you get the contacts? But
Yeah.
Right.
I'm glad they made a final appearance in the show.
And something that was still bothering me was how did he get that M80 or M whatever it is? It was the guy that sold him a gun in like season 1 or 2, like that dude that he met. Remember? It was like a long time ago. He met with that dude and got like a little
It's
gun.
the same guy?
Yeah, apparently. That's what somebody said. I don't know if that's accurate.
Was there a shot? I mean, was there ever a shot?
The gun that was used to kill, or that they bought, that they thought they were going to use to kill Tuco?
I think so. Somebody was saying that, but they showed the guy. Yeah, when he was like, "Does this thing have an instruction manual?" In the
Oh,
first
okay.
half of season 5.
Okay.
Apparently, somebody, I don't know if this is accurate, but somebody said it was the same guy he got a gun from earlier in the
Gotcha.
series. Because I was like, how does he know this guy? Where
Right.
did he get this contact?
That would
Yeah.
make sense. That would make
But-
sense.
They never really went into that.
So, favorite scenes, Ian?
Favorite scenes when he said, "I did it for me,"
Yeah.
and Jesse laughing. Jesse laughing as he drove away, like finally driving. Has he ever? Yeah, he's driven cars a couple of times, but like usually he's being chauffeured
He's
around.
being driven.
And like
Yeah.
now he's.
Speed leading into Need for
Yeah, it's a direct.
He drives
Drives
right
straight
off
into
of
Need
the
for
Breaking
Speed.
Bad into the Need for
and
Speed set.
his
Yeah.
character
It
Jesse
makes sense.
Pinkman in Need for Speed. So I love that moment. Weakest moment for me, I feel like there is groundwork for it, but like him goading Jack. I mean, I know that it was his plan.
Right.
Goading Jack with the word partner, and like he was banking on his pride
Right.
to get him to bring Jesse back in there.
Right.
Like, I know that was his plan, and it worked. It was a long shot, but like I guess, you know, he just got lucky and he brought him back in there. Like that felt a little like, okay, suspend my disbelief.
There's a lot of lucky
bit.
moments, I think. I mean, it starts off with him in that car, you know, and you can see the sirens going off behind him, and then he just happens to flick down the
the key.
The keys.
Well, that moment felt like a little bit of is there a term for something that is like aware that it's Deus Ex Machina, that it's like poking fun at coincidences like that? It felt like a very, I don't know, it felt like a very like, even the character was like lucked out.
Right.
It's like, well, shit. I don't know, but that was my favorite, and I guess my weakest moment, even though the episode was, oh god, I felt so good. I guess I was joking. I said happy ending.
Right.
But I kind of did figure, like, because everyone assumed that it was gonna just be so depressing at the end.
Right.
That I was like, well, then it has to be happy.
Right.
As good as it could possibly be.
Right.
Which I think is what we got.
Yeah, it's an awkward, bittersweet moment because you have it's like the one thing kind of that this man has created for himself is the thing that he dies next to.
Yeah.
You know, this lab. You know,
on purpose.
Well, and that just and that beautiful reflection shot, just the lovely, you know, the hand swiping down and that streak of blood and that great reflection shot of him as he collapses to the ground. You know, that kind of
they used a lot of
and
reflections,
and it's a nice warped reflection too. So he's not even like, you know, the man he once was. He's just kind of this thing. In
remember
a
when
weird
he
way.
got? I think it was when he was diagnosed and he punched that hand, the towel
the
dryer thing, and like that showed his reflection there, and like
also warped.
Yep.
He also warped, and then like his
warped.
reflection on his car when he ran out of gas in the desert, the bullet hole right through his head.
Right.
I don't know. They do a lot of cool reflections. Like reflections are hard to do, not cheesily.
One of the things I completely adore and appreciate about this episode, and it doesn't get a lot of talk, is it's about 2 minutes, maybe 3, of when he gets to Elliot's house. And it's him quietly walking in, and it's great because you see Elliot and I'm sorry, I forget his wife's name.
Gretchen.
Thank you. Walk past him, and it's like you see him like laying on the bench.
You just see his legs.
Yeah, you just see his legs. He's like laying out on the bench, and you're like, "What's going to happen? What's going to happen?" And then when he enters the house, I all of a sudden realize this isn't about. He's not going to do anything to them. He is completely taking in this life and this world that could have been his in a way, should have been his, and just kind of the way he's touching the walls and just feeling the tactile and looking at the photos and just kind of taking in this amazing house. That,
it was his whole demeanor. It was just like he was moving at his own pace, and he just had resigned to the fact he made it home. Like he had resigned to the fact, like I'm going out. Like I'm eventually I'm gonna die very soon.
Right.
That carries through the whole episode. Like he has this like ethereal, like I can't be destroyed because
it's just like this is my plan and I'm gonna carry it out, and here's what's gonna happen.
Something I had heard on a podcast was that basically, I mean, by the time he leaves at the end of Ozymandias, he's gone. I mean, his story is basically over. To the rest of the world, his story is over. He's now kind of a ghost, a myth. That whole thing of Heisenberg is done. And so the rest of this tale is about him wrapping up his own story, so he can kind of come to terms with himself about what it is, and follow through with his own story.
I enjoyed the way they picked up some of the scenes that we saw from 501 too.
Right.
Just from an editing kind of standpoint, it was just like they picked the exact kind of moments.
Just what you need.
Just what you need. Yeah. Like we don't have to recap the whole thing, but you just saw like those one individual
Some
moments
shots,
to get you back where we left off from.
Yep.
From 501.
And then, of course, the scene with Skylar. I think a beautiful reveal to show that he's there. You kind of get that sense that he's going to be there. But again, it's almost ghost-like. It's almost like, it's almost the sense of her resolving this with herself as well. It could almost be a conversation that she's having in her head of him finally admitting to her that it's his fault, that everything he did for himself.
You almost felt the same. I mean, you almost felt what Skylar was feeling. Like, telling the truth. Finally, we heard the truth from...
And
Walt.
She's
just like
mind blowing in that scene.
She looks like super thin.
Yeah.
Too. Oh man.
Yeah, sexy.
Well, no, but I mean, it was like it was just really well done. Like
gaunt and just like the chain smoking and everything else like that. It's like
She's
one
still
cigarette
smoking.
right after another.
She
yeah.
hasn't stopped smoking.
Yeah, and it was great. I was worried that he was going to try to talk to Flynn.
Right.
I was, there was a thing
He's
when he's
lost that
watching
right,
him.
I feel like,
It's like, but just that little chance to kind of, he tells the truth and he gets that one little moment of being able to say goodbye to his daughter, the daughter that he'll never know, the daughter that's going to be forced to think that her father was always a monster.
Yeah.
And Flynn is always going to know that and never know that, that there was a little bit of humanity to him. So yeah, end of the day, 5 full seasons, Breaking Bad. How many episodes in total? 60?
62 actually,
or 3?
It was 60, I think 4. I saw a thing online is stretch, but it's like
about the number of
it's the periodic number for a drug that's used to reduce pain in cancer patients.
I saw that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an interesting coincidence.
That's a I mean it's a stretch.
Digging deep.
But,
so we can now put it to bed. Breaking Bad. Check out the giant barrel box set that's coming out soon. There's like umpteen billion hours of extra features on that, and you can really kind of delve into it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Available now, streaming everywhere. It's been a great ride, guys. Thank you very much for your time.
And thank you, Vince.
Yeah, thank you, Vince Gilligan, for giving us a fantastic TV show.
That's the other thing. I can't wait to follow
good.
what all these, Vince is going to be doing next, the writers, some of the directors.
I think he's even said like he'll never. This is his blue meth. He'll never. That's what he thinks.
You could say that
He's a
maybe
smart
for
fella, though,
Bryan
I
Cranston
think,
and Aaron Paul, but I think they'll all go on to do some
for
amazing.
Speed.
Yeah.
Need for Speed's next.
All right, guys. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time. Adios. And I guess anything else we want to discuss? Should we just wrap this thing up really quick? Get this thing up. Okay, folks, Halloween is approaching. So one of the things I'd like to do for our Halloween episode is go over several different horror films, discuss kind of discuss the horror genre a little bit, get into things. I would really like your input to what movies we should watch. So tweet any of us at the tweets below to tell us what some of your favorite horror films are. And which ones you feel we should watch. I'm going to try to find something that I haven't seen before, which actually, luckily, in the horror genre is quite a bit. That's one of my weaker spots. So tweet us about that so we can have our special little Halloween episode for you. Also,
Santa's going to dress up too. He told me.
I'm going to be in costume.
Tell me that.
Like this. I'll be coming as Jeremy. But also,
I was going to be Jeremy.
Oh, shit.
Damn
Good
it.
thing we checked this out now.
Yeah.
It would really faux pas.
I was going to be Jeremy.
Oh, no. But next week also, I'm going to have is another very special episode. There's a new film coming out, a docu-thriller called Mortal Remains by Chris Stavrakis and Mark Ritchie. They are the writers, directors, and actually the somewhat stars of the film as they investigate and look into the life of a horror director from the 60s and 70s who went missing. I had a really interesting interview with them on Sunday night. Skype interview with them on Sunday night, so I'm putting that piece together right now. So we will have that for you next week as we kind of move closer and closer to Halloween. So stay tuned for that. Anything else really quick you guys want to pop out there, wrap out? Anything coming up?
I'm gonna die.
Other than maybe the last time we ever see Jeremy?
Fluids out of my throat right now. I was just gonna say, so I was gone for a couple weeks, and I've got like fucking 300 episodes of TV to watch. So let me know what's good. If you guys have shows that I should be watching. I've already deleted Dads from my my DVR, so that one's gone. I season passed everything,
right.
So I've got all the new shows, and really I've only watched Shield and some Sleepy Hollow. So
yeah,
and
I gotta tell you, I like the Michael J. Fox show.
there's nothing wrong with that.
I think it's funny. I think the Michael J. Fox show is actually an incredibly funny show so far. I'm shocked that it's pulling it off.
After that episode of Curb where Larry and him were at odds, I was like, yes.
Sold, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. As for me, I know I haven't talked about Snowpiercer recently, but next week I'm going to come back and I'll show you guys my tattoo. So, JK, LOL. It's going to kill Jeremy. JK, LOL.
Wow.
I just like the idea of just this train tattoo.
Yeah, it's red and just disgusting. Looks like a penis.
You did it yourself at home.
Yeah.
With wings.
With wings.
Yeah.
It's got fins. Train's got fins,
those
baby.
fins.
Is there any new Snowpiercer news though?
I'll do an update maybe next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
You promise.
Yeah, all the new news.
Real news.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it from here. Marcus will be back next week, hopefully, because
Jeremy will be healed.
Jeremy will be healed. Elise will be inked and tattooed on the
my
live.
back, all over my back.
And I'll be trying to figure out what my Halloween costume will be. So thanks, folks, and we'll see you soon. Adios.